Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriela Gatiello. I am a member of the Dynatrace team covering Southern Europe, and I am very excited to be with you today to share a bit about how our customers are using Dynatrace software intelligence platform to transform their business faster, smarter, and easier. So let me start with a quick comment about what is the current situation and what is the feedback that we got from our customers. Probably you will agree with me that we started talking about digital transformation a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. But this changed a lot with thanks to COVID in the last years and a half. And we are seeing a huge acceleration in the transformation that most of the organizations are suffering and what they want to achieve. So this is not only for a specific market, this is affecting every industry and government around the world. And of course, this is generating a lot of new opportunities, but also challenges for the different organizations. So recently, we were doing some study with CIOs around the world. And for me, we have a clear winning strategy that is go to the cloud. Of course, this is not just because of COVID, but we are seeing a great consolidation about these new projects and how the customers can accelerate their new digital journey using cloud providers like, of course, Microsoft Azure or any other on the market. This is great because, of course, they are allowing our customers to move faster with their transformation, to offer new services, to connect with new customers. But of course, they are also generating some additional complexity or some challenge that we need to address. So let's review very quickly some of these challenges. So first of all, of course, the new dynamic. This is a different world. Everything is faster, and you are going to see that you are using new infrastructure or new services in the cloud that are in continuous motion. So this, of course, is generating that maybe the legacy tools that you were using until now are not able to follow this speed, this transformation that you have in your system. Another challenge that we are seeing more and more is that the increased volume, variety, and velocity of data. If everything, or if you are moving most of your business to the cloud, now you are going to generate a huge amount of information, and you need to have the right tools to manage this volume of information. So this is another important challenge that we are facing today. The third one is the velocity of the change. If you combine the cloud, that is, of course, the perfect platform to change quickly, and you combine this with the DevOps methodology, for example, you know how quickly your environment can change from the infrastructure to the applications. We have customers that are releasing new version of their application every single day. And again, of course, are your tools ready to move forward with this velocity that you have in your environment? Applications are the center of everything. So now we need to deal with the responsibility that means to be sure that our applications are always available for our customers, for the end users, to generate more business. And this is something that, of course, can have a huge impact in the organization if we are not able to guarantee the level of expertise or the level of result that our customer expects from our application. So it's a very critical point. And the last one is about that, unfortunately, we are moving forward with this transformation, but probably the human resource part or people or teams are exactly the same. So we need to add a lot of additional technologies. We are moving, we are changing our infrastructure, we are adding more applications, but the team remains the same. And this, of course, needs to be somehow compensated with the right tools to provide the ability to manage and operate all these changing world. Okay. So if you think about what we were doing in the previous year, probably you have some of this do-it-yourself approach, where you have different tools connecting different areas that you need to have in your environment, right? So for example, from gathering all the information, probably you are using different script, you are using even different tools for the infrastructure and the application, for example, or the security on top of that. Then you need to somehow consolidate all this information and organize the data, classify the data, remove the false positive, or remove the noise that is not relevant for your environment. If you need to do this with different tools that are even not from the same vendor, probably you need to require a lot of time. You need to require very good people, and you are consuming a lot of time that with this new situation, probably you want to spend in a different thing. So this is a real challenge that we have today. The do-it-yourself approach doesn't scale for the cloud environment or the multi-cloud environment that we are having in our organization today. That is why we believe that we need to change the mindset. We need to add some automation and, of course, an intelligent platform that should be able to make all these different things for you in a very or in a more easy way. So, of course, from gathering the information in the different environment, the infrastructure, the application, the different services, the processes, the on-premise deployment that you have, the cloud deployment that you have. So we need to somehow be able to capture all this information in the same way. Then we need to be able to, of course, save this information and add, organize, classify, add the value on top of this information of the on the data only that you have, to provide the right approach and to really get the value that we expect for all this data, right? Not only data, but we need to convert this in real useful information. And suppress the noise. This is very important because as you are growing your infrastructure, you are growing the number of applications that you want to monitor, probably you are going to see a lot of different alarms, alerts, events, notifications. So you need to use a tool that is able to simplify the representation of all this situation, be able to show you what is the root cause when you have a specific issue, and of course, create the dashboard, create the reporting, the visualization that you need to be able to use this information in a more smart way. And the last point that is very important is about scalability. You need to be sure that the tool that you are going to use to provide all this information can scale together with your infrastructure or together with your application or the use that you are using of your IT environment. So we really think that this is the way to go. And this is why we create, or we developed some years ago, the new Dynatrace software intelligence platform. This platform born with the cloud in mind. So let me say it's 100% cloud native platform. And we are going to show you that we can cover a lot of different use cases, a lot of different scenarios, thanks to the different modules that we support on the Dynatrace platform. So let me start from the beginning, the baseline, what we have at the first level. So the key of the magic that we can do for you is that we are going to be able to discover and gather a lot of different information, traces, metrics, logs, from the infrastructure, from the applications, even now from the security point of view, also to enrich the information that we can provide. And of course, we support a lot of additional standards that are a key today to be able to integrate our platform with the rest of the world. So of course, APIs, open telemetry, we have a lot of agreement with different vendors like Microsoft, for example, to enrich the information that we can exchange with the Microsoft platforms too. So this is the baseline. We need to be able to get all this information, to process all this information, and to generate the value-add data that you really need to move forward with the analysis. Of course, these need to be combined with the platform that you are going to use. So we are supporting all the major public vendors, even in a multi-cloud environment, because we are seeing more and more organizations that are not only using one cloud provider, but more than one. And you can have also, of course, your on-premise deployment, the information or the application that you are running in your data center are even a very important part. And we need to be able to combine and to offer the same visibility in each of the different environments where you are managing your data and your application. So you will see that we can offer all this correlation, all this observability, all the information that we are able to gather across the different platforms in the same way. It's interesting to mention how this works and what are the different components that we have on the platform that are common to all the different modules or the different use cases that we can use. So one of the most important components, or for me, one of the big differentiators that we have in Dynatrace is one agent. One agent is the software component that is responsible to gather all the information for the different modules, just one piece of software that you need to deploy to make the automatic capture. And this is very important. All the information that we are going to gather from your environment will be done automatically. You don't need to define anything to start to use our platform. So of course maybe you can make some fine tuning if you want, but by default our agent is able to capture all the information that we need to represent what is happening in your environment. So with all this data, we have different technologies, like for example, PurePatch, that is able to make the trace between or how your application works, the different calls at code level details, if you want, and generate the context to understand how your application works, what are the different services that are part of your applications, how these services work between them. We can analyze, for example, or this is very useful also to see what is the performance impact of each one of these elements in your infrastructure. And then with all this information, we are also creating a dependency mapping using Smartscape. That is another of our features, where you can see very easily the different relationship between the components in your application, from the infrastructure to the front end, okay? And this will provide, of course, a lot of context information that is very useful for the different modules or the different use case that you can use with Dynatrace. And last but not least, of course, we have a specific artificial intelligence engine that is called Davis. It's a great friend of all the Dynatrace customers. And we are going to use this engine to be able to automatically identify and generate the relevant information that you need to very quickly identify any performance problem or any problem that you have in your environment, plus, of course, additional algorithms or calculation that we can do with this engine, for example, for the security module that we are going to discuss in 1 minute, that will allow us or will allow our customers to save a lot of time and a lot of resources and have a very clear picture about what is happening in their environment at any moment in runtime. So these are, for me, very clear differentiator about what we can offer compared, for example, with the do-it-yourself approach that we mentioned in the past. So we really need full automation. We really need to be able to detect and to represent graphically how your infrastructure works, and then apply new engines like artificial intelligence to consume this information and to enrich how we present this data to our customers. So talking about the different module or the use case that we have, you will see that we can offer a very broad proposal. Of course, we can start from the infrastructure monitoring. That is quite simple. We can see what you have deployed across your enterprise, on-premise or in the cloud, of course. But starting from there, we have, for example, the one that is the most famous, that is the application and microservice module. So with this module, we have the ability to provide a full stack APM, so monitoring services, across all your environment. And it's exactly the same for us if we are monitoring what is happening with your application in your data center or in Microsoft Azure. So this is a great solution to have an end-to-end visibility from the backend to the front end and see where do you have, for example, a performance impact or any kind of problem. Let me jump to the digital experience. The digital experience monitor, of course, is a key part if you want to understand what is your user experience, how your users perceive your applications. This is a great value because we can define or we can analyze how your application works from the user point of view. And of course, we can combine this digital experience module with the business analytics. With these two modules together, we are able to show you what is the impact in your business with a specific KPI that you can specify about how your application works, about how your users interact with your application. So this is a great tool. It's a great combination if you have the digital experience plus the business analytics tool. And of course, if you are if you have your own DevOps team or your own development teams, so we are improving more and more the support or the integration with your pipeline, with your development application lifecycle. With the cloud automation stuff, for example, we are able to monitor also for the pre-production environment. If you want to test how your new release work, what are the performance impact or the security impact that this new release will have before to move this new release to production. So we can do that, and we can work very, very close with your developers to guarantee that the new releases on this very fast world that we have today are the right one, and not expect to have a problem in production and affect your business or your real user with this part. I say for the end, the last module, because it's the new one, and maybe most of you are not aware of that is the application security module. So why application security? Why we decide to add this new module to the platform? The answer is quite simple. We have so much information about our customers. We have so much information about how your application works, how your infrastructure performs, that honestly, at this security layer, combine all this information that we already have with a threat intelligence capability was like a natural evolution. And it's a very powerful module to enrich the visibility that we are providing about how your application performs. So as you can see, we have a bunch of different modules, different use cases. We are very, very happy to be to have the opportunity to show this for all of you. So you can rely, of course, in your Microsoft specialist, or you can contact us if you want. And thank you very much for this opportunity. Bye.